We got black people fighting over folding chairs. All right. Oh my God. All right, let's get the show started. So I'm online and I'm on the interwebs. I'm looking on Instagram, looking at all these things, and I'm seeing that like apparently there's like a black guy throws his hat up in the air. Everybody catches it, and they make like a Wakanda sound. And then I'm seeing like videos of people in Target talking about they need an ID to get a folding chair. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like, why is there like jokes about folding chairs? So anyway, after about a week or so, I'm like, okay, I'm curious now. What's going on here with these folding chairs shit? So I look, and upon looking through the interwebs, I found out there was a brawl in Alabama. I was like, okay, this is interesting. The brawl in Alabama doesn't seem like anything new. Why is everybody all up in arms about a brawl in Alabama? And apparently it's because of racial tension. So I'm like, okay, hold on a second. First of all, black people have boats. I didn't know black people had boats. I didn't know we were doing boats in the black community. This is new news to me. I didn't know niggas were. I thought niggas were scared of water. Like at least in my mind, niggas don't mess with water unless they're pirates. That's the straw hat. See, I support the water game because I actually go swimming. I know how to swim. Most black people, if you ask majority of black people, very few black people actually know how to swim. Yeah, the more you know. So I'm wondering why are niggas on the riverfront? And so anyway, apparently there was a dispute over a parking spot in the river, and one of the employees started squashbuckling with a white dude. And so I'm watching. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Why is he squashbuckling with a white dude? And so anyway, he throws his hat up, and that's basically like the bat signal of black people unite. We got some white people to beat up. And so I'm like, oh shit, this is getting wild. So I'm watching, and as I'm watching, I'm looking, and I'm just like, okay, black people are fighting. They're fighting white people. Random people. I don't even think the black people even knew each other. They just saw a white guy fighting with a black dude and said, fuck it, let me let some rage out. And this is one thing I gotta teach white people. White people are not very hip to black people. But listen, your average black person walks around with a lot of anger. A lot of fucking anger. A lot of anger. Part of it because there's no father in the household. And because there's no father in the household, a lot of black people never learn how to control their anger. Because part of a job of a father is to teach you how to control and manage your emotions so you don't do anything stupid. But since there's no black people in the household, there's nobody teaching this thing. So you got a lot of emotional black dudes running around mad at the world, which I guess they should be. I mean, I can't fault them. I'm not very mad. I don't walk around the world with anger. But then again, I grew up in the suburbs with a lot of white people, so I understand just different things. I see the world in a different perspective because I grew up around an affluent neighborhood. So, and I had a lot of good male role models. But anyway, as I divulge, apparently this black guy hit the bat signal, and a bunch of black people came out and just started beating the shit out of these white people. And somebody was able to acquire a chair. Now, see, one of the things you guys got to understand, this goes back to the Boondocks. The Boondocks warned us about this a long time ago about black people in chairs. And black people love chairs. And part of it is because you got to understand the history of the black folks, a lot of black people watch pro wrestling. So a lot of these niggas, they watch pro wrestling, they practice pro wrestling, like The Rock is their hero. They love Stone Cold, and they love seeing chairs, and they just think, okay, I can smash a chair on somebody. And it ends the fight. But they're not aware that in the WWE, those chairs it's acting. It's not real. Because once again, not a lot of fathers in the household to teach these boys that, hey, look, wrestling's fake. This is all scripted and acting. Do not hit somebody with a chair. Do not Stone Cold stunner somebody. Do not pedigree people. Don't jump off the top turnbuckle. You will get hurt very badly, and you will hurt somebody else very badly. So this is never explained in detail to young black people. So the young black man, they start getting the chair. They start beating the shit out of people. And the Boondocks explained this with one of their episodes about Gangstalicious, where or Thugnificent, I think it was Gangstalicious, where he's at the BET Awards and they throw a chair and it starts out a riot. And let me tell you something, man. Black people, when they are in anger and they're in an uproar, these niggas pick up anything, they'll hit you with it. And you know why? Because their mamas fucking pick up anything and hit you with it. And this is a culture taught down from old ancient Negro classism, where you just pick something up and hit somebody. And listen, a lot of times your mama will tell you if you get in a fight with something, you pick something up and hit somebody, which is a terrible, terrible, terrible fucking thing to tell people. Because now that's why you got niggas shooting each other. Because instead of they putting their hands up and knocking bone on bone, these niggas just pick something up and start hitting people. And that's why you see a lot of killing in the black community, because nobody taught these niggas how to fight. All they taught them was to jump people and to use weapons and fight unfairly and all those other things. So there's no shooting the fair one in the black community anymore. That is long gone. And these poor white people, they were not aware of the culture. See, here's the problem with a lot of white people. A lot of white people don't get to interact with black people on a daily basis. And the black people they do interact with typically are of a higher class because they figure how to get money. They figure if you just act civilized, you don't have to worry about dealing with niggas. So the average white person does not have a lot of experience with dealing with niggas. When I say niggas, I just mean an ignorant motherfucker of any race, creed, or color. There's a bunch of niggas all over the place. Chinese niggas, white niggas, European niggas, they're all over the place. And the way you can tell a nigga is because they don't understand words. See, what you have to understand is a lot of humans, I classify humans into two different categories. There's a sapien, which is like me, which is the thinking man who wears straw hats and does pirate activities. And then there's the dog human, which is the humans that only operate on the primal instinct because they don't have the ability to supersede their natural desire for sex and food, which is why most people are fat and out of shape and have a lot of kids that they don't really want, because all you know how to do is fuck and eat. That's it. That's all they have rationalized in their world. They can't think past fucking and eating. And so what happens is these white people were not aware of this, because these white people are on a riverboat. So they're thinking like, okay, we're just going to talk it out like regular people because this is high class. But see, one of the things that people don't understand is that niggas have found a way to infiltrate high class areas. And that's another discussion for another day, which is like, is segregation correct or wrong? I think segregation was a good thing. Now, en masse segregation is a good thing. Individually, segregation is a bad thing. But en masse, you probably should keep certain people segregated. Just that's my 2 cents on the matter. So as I watched these people begin to fucking brawl, I begin to understand that, holy shit, these white people are not prepared for what's going to come, because they don't understand that black people are triggered over the dumbest shit, such as a parking spot. See, they don't watch World Star Hip Hop. If they watch World Star Hip Hop, they would have the information. They'll be armed with the information to be able to protect themselves, to understand when in a dispute with niggas, avoid at all points and at all things necessary. Which, once again, the Boondocks taught us this: avoid nigga moments. You have to avoid nigga moments. Nigga moments are very important to avoid at all costs. And they had a very funny skit about it, whereas two black people, the guy stepped on the nigga's shoe, nigga got mad and said they have a shootout in the middle of the street. And then when the white guy got his shoe stepped on, he said, "What? I'm white." And then the black dude's like, "This is the perfectly good time to throw your life away," which is very true. See, you gotta see. I think I need to make a course to teach white people how to interact with niggas, because as niggas start to get more money, because as time goes on, niggas are getting better at making money. They're not getting very good at spending it and investing it, but they're very good at making it. There was a very integral part in the nigga. Niggas are very, very good at making money. Terrible at financial planning and everything else that comes with it, but very good at making it. But now that the niggas have been able to make the money, they are now finding themselves in spaces where white people occupy, and the white people are not prepared, and they're not armed with the right, correct information to be able to defend themselves and to avoid these type of situations. So now, as life proceeds, it goes back to my other thing. I need to make write a book in a YouTube course, how for white people to understand niggas. And basically, I would feature the Boondocks and Chappelle Show. That would pretty much give you a crash course on niggas, because the Boondocks do a very good job at explaining the personal interactions between niggas. So anyway, as I proceed, These white people get just brutally beat up, brutally tattered up. And now, for some reason, black people can't buy folding chairs no more. We have been outlawed from buying folding chairs, which is fucking amazing to me because I'm like, why would you just outlaw more things? Take away guns from black people, take away cars, take away jewelry. That'll solve a lot of the issues. If you just force niggas to, like, if I became president, what I would do is any black person that makes money, I would take away the privilege of being able to buy jewelry, guns, and all that other stuff, and force them to invest in education. Your money can only be spent for education, can only be spent for books, it can only be spent for teaching, learning positive, productive things. You got to take away the negative aspects for niggas because they're self-destructive. Like I had a friend. He finally started making some money. Got a job. Finally decided to get a job after becoming a dad for 2 years. After becoming a dad twice. He finally decided, okay, now I have to be serious about life. I got to get a job now. This nigga was never going to get a job. Even with the first kid, was never going to get a job. And so now the nigga decides, okay, I get a job. And he gets a new car, gets his life in order, making a little bit of dough. You know what he does? He spends his money on alcohol and females and guns. That's what he did. He didn't invest his money in useful things that would make his life better in the future. You know, he decided to go invest in alcohol, pussy, and guns. And you know where he's at now? He's in deep shit again. Now his car probably broke down. He had to turn his guns back in because he went broke, because he got fired from his job, because he wasn't showing up late, because he was what? Trying to go get pussy, staying up too late at night. And now he's back in the same situation, but worse, because now he has no money and he had money. So you have to study the nigga. The nigga is a very interesting case study. You have to study black people. If you don't study black people, you're setting yourself up for failure. Because as niggas begin to integrate into society, because white people have, well, I shouldn't say white, but the Albion, as the Albion has discovered that he wants to be more kind to people and all that other stuff, is now put in a predicament where he has integrated society too fully. So now we got rogue Pajeets running around this fucking country with terrible business practices. We got Mexicans, we got Asian people taking over our tech companies. It's all lost. The white man has lost his luster, and now you got a bunch of LGBTQ, all this nonsense going on in the country, and he fucked up because now they got control. Now they have taken seats because we allow women to vote, and women have been manipulated through emotional trickery. Where now women outnumber men and they vote more. And since there's more single women, they're more likely to vote for dumb shit. And because most guys don't vote, because I have never voted. Sorry to tell you guys, Apex doesn't vote because I just don't care enough. I can't be bothered to register and to show up to a poll and vote. I don't care enough. I really don't. It doesn't matter to me if George Bush is president, if Trump is president, if Obama. It makes no difference to me. My life was good when Obama was president. My life was good when Bush was president. My life was good when Trump was president. My life is good when Biden was president. It makes no difference to me. But the average American cares about this type of stuff because the average American is an NPC and because they don't know about black people. They didn't watch the Boondocks. They didn't study. So as these poor Alabama people got their ass kicked on a riverboat, which once again, I'm shockingly surprised because why are black people on the river? I didn't know black people go to water. Once again, I'm surprised that just black people go to water. I did not expect black people to be in a waterfront area. And I know most black people don't own boats. So I'm just like, what the fuck are they doing there? Where did they come out the woodworks to come boat these niggas' asses? But it also shows me another good thing about black people is that we will unite for violence against other races. So I guess that's a positive to take away, that we're not fully lost as a people. We have some type of honor amongst us other black people. But yeah, the whole situation is beyond hilarious to me. I find this to be an interesting case study, just watching a lot of things that most people just don't observe. They don't see the real thing. So anyway, that's the end of my tirade. I'm gonna do some more research and study about this. I appreciate you people for listening. Like, share, subscribe. And yeah, go about your business. Have a good day. And watch the Boondocks, please. It might save your life. Because I think one of those ladies, she's in critical condition because she was on the ground. That nigga was hitting her with a steel chair like he was Stone Cold. That nigga said, oh, go to hell.